So you know that hashtag relatable moment when you go on vacation to the other side of the United States of America, planning to stay maybe 2 or at most 3 weeks, and then end up staying for 2 months? Me too! At least if you're following my daily vlog channel, it'd be relatable. It was a great trip. I was reunited with my family who I haven't seen in like a whole year, friends that I miss dearly. It was an amazing time. Once I actually got there, that is. Now, I didn't start out the trip going to North Carolina. I started going to Knoxville, Tennessee, because my family was hosting, well, a funeral for my grandfather, which is the reason that I was there a week earlier than I was supposed to be, was because he happened to pass away right then. Sad situation. But it was okay. We managed, thank goodness, to snag a ticket from Knoxville to, no, from LAX to Knoxville. And not only that, it was pretty darn cheap. So that's a miracle right there. However, this trip had a 20-minute layover in Atlanta, Georgia. 20-minute layover. That's like no time at all. But I wasn't too worried about that. I mean, like, you can get from gate A to gate B in 20 minutes. Like, that's not really a big problem, right? So, my alarm goes off. I jump out of bed. The sun isn't even in the sky. I take a shower, I get all ready. It's a nice relaxing morning. I am prepared, I am ready to do this. I am excited to go to Tennessee. I call the Uber. So I made a slight miscalculation when I was planning out this morning. I forgot that I'd be driving to LAX at 7 a.m. Los Angeles traffic. What should have been at most like maybe a 45-minute drive, and that's like generous, turned into over 2 hours. The 2 hours that I had given myself to get there at the airport, get my bags checked, go through security, and then like chill and do a bit of editing, you know, just relax. Yeah, no, that was all spent in the car. Crap. Not to mention the Uber lady had some issues with the app not working, and it was a mess. And I started to freak out. I can't miss this flight. This is literally for my grandfather's funeral. Like, you don't miss that. Thankfully, I made it to LAX 1 hour before my flight took off. Not boarded, took off. And the line to check baggage was long. Oh my gosh. Oh, traffic this morning getting here was absolutely insane. My flight board's in 1 hour. I haven't even dropped my bags off yet. I am all kinds of nervous, as you can probably tell by the camera shake. So, I have a love-hate relationship with LAX. Because it's such a huge and busy airport, and they're having to deal with so many travelers at once. When things don't go well, they don't go well. But when things go smoothly, and thank goodness again, holla freaking luya, this was smooth sailing. I made it through the line, checked all my bags in about 15 minutes. Okay, good. Got about 45 minutes to go through security, find the gate, get some snacks, and I did. I arrived at the gate with 20 minutes to spare. Not bad. And you know what? Honestly, I was feeling pretty proud of myself for that. Like, patting myself on the back, you know, good job, Chris. You sailed right through security, no problems. You made it here with time to spare. Might as well, you know, get some editing done and start the flight feeling good. So I did. I found an available outlet, pulled out my laptop, and got engrossed in the edit. Like, really engrossed in the edit. After what felt like an eternity, I looked down at the clock. We were supposed to board 20 minutes ago, and no one's lining up. This is the right gate, right? I am not missing this flight. I go check the information panel, and no, this is the right gate. This is the right... So something is wrong. So it turns out the plane was late to arrive, and then once it arrived and everyone from the previous flight got off and they lined us all up to board, finally, like, yeah, 20 minutes late, mind you, they were having some computer issues. Cause of course they're freaking having computer issues. Of course! One eternity later, we are finally in the air heading towards Atlanta, Georgia. Everything is smooth sailing, or flying. Okay, we're good. We're good. And then...
Attention, ladies and gentlemen, this is your pilot speaking. There's some pretty severe weather occurring in Atlanta, Georgia at the moment, so we're just going to stay in this holding pattern for the next 30 minutes or so and see what happens. We're thinking we'll touch down at about 7:45.
No.
So there's a slight problem, and that slight problem is there's some weather issues in Atlanta, and we've been delayed, and we'll probably land about 7:30, 7:45. My connecting flight to get to Tennessee leaves at 7:20.
I am freaking out. And then he comes back on and makes the announcement that they are going to hold that flight that I was getting on until 7:50. And it turns out we do land at 7:45. And literally, they ask everyone to stay seated so that the people that are getting on this other flight can dash off. And we do. We dash. There's like a gaggle of us, like 10 maybe 15 people that just book it. We have 5 minutes. I'm leaving at like D30. And I got here, I'm leaving at like A3. You have to know something about me. I'm still a relatively new traveler. I have never taken the train before. Like this shuttle that gets you from one side of the airport to the other, that was a whole new world that I had never been in. And it was quite the experience. The only comfort I have is that I'm not the only person in this situation. Maybe safety. Okay. I got this. I got 15 minutes before the flight takes off.
The next stop is for B gates. B as in Bravo. As in Echo.
Okay. Oh, sorry, sir. Oh gosh. I would just like to take a moment and acknowledge the general goodness of humans, or at least the people that were in the Atlanta airport. Because I'm pretty sure we were given a special priority, not just from the workers, but just the general people, you know. When we had to scramble up escalators, everyone got to the side and allowed us to run through. So thank you. Seriously, thank you. I was literally sprinting as fast as I could through this airport, full on, no holds barred, like ugly running. Of course, it's all the way down at the end of this aisle. Of course. I was not missing this flight. After the most terrifying, like 5 minutes of my life, I finally arrive at the gate. I collapse for just a second and then pull myself back up. I'm like, okay, I need to get my boarding pass. Check my bag, check in this pocket. It's not in that. Let me check in this pocket. It's not in that. Where's my boarding pass? Where is my boarding pass? My boarding pass. I lost my boarding pass. I lost my boarding pass. After all of that, it was gone. And again, I would just like to take a moment to acknowledge the general goodness of people, or at least the lady that was working the computer that let you check on, because she had seen me sprint and freak out of my boarding pass and made the correct assumption that I was supposed to be on that flight. And so she let me on just with my previous boarding pass of LAX to Atlanta. So thank you, ma'am. Seriously. I made it on the flight. I arrived in Knoxville, safe and sound, and with a few years taken off my life. I've never been so thankful to be on a plane.